Heal your body and not your symptoms. Be a survivor, not the victim. Treat your body right.
Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm living my life at its best, y'all. No stress, good health, I'm blessed, y'all.
Love, peace, and blessings, everyone. This is Zakina with Natural Max Health, and I thank you so very much for tuning in. Today, I am continuing my series on healing the body and not your symptoms. So just a quick recap. For the past few weeks, I've been doing a series on getting to the root cause of your problems, not just treating the symptoms, but getting to the root cause, healing your body so that you can reverse diseases, so you can reverse illnesses, so you can reverse symptoms and thrive and not just treat symptoms. You want to reverse symptoms. You want to reverse illnesses, get into the root of the problem. So just a quick recap. I have given 3 methods that are proven to reverse sickness and illness in the body based off of research and off my own personal experience throughout my own health journey. So those 3 methods were: number 1, removing waste and toxins from the cells. I say the cells because they're the smallest organism of the body, but you want to remove it from your blood, from your lymphatic system, from your entire body. But cells are all over the body. So, and in fact, you're removing it from your cells. You are removing it from your entire body. The second method was proper nutrition. That means a healthy diet. Not only a healthy diet, but you also want to be able to absorb the foods that you eat, absorb the minerals. So many of us have so much toxins and waste in our cells, so much toxins and waste have built up in our intestines and our colons and other organs until we cannot absorb the minerals from our food. So in a sense, we're mineral deficient. And according to the USDA, over 95% of Americans are mineral deficient. And just being deficient in one mineral can make you susceptible to 10 different diseases. Okay? And the third method was not only removing inflammation from the body, but avoiding putting things into the body that causes inflammation. So for the last 4 weeks, or 5 weeks rather, we did a series on enzymes. We talked about how enzymes help to break down your food so that the body can do what it needs to do with it. We talked about how enzymes eat up the fat and protein deposits in your blood and begin to just eat away at all that gunk in your intestines and colons. So today we are going to continue our discussion on cleansing the body, removing toxins and waste from the cells. But today we are talking about removing or cleansing parasites from the body. Yes, parasites. Parasites can be very harmful. They can be detrimental. And what's even worse, your parasites can have parasites. Ain't that something? The parasites got parasites. You are already a parasite, but then you got the audacity to have a parasite. So anywho, moving along, people, exactly what is a parasite? Well, a parasite is an organism that lives in or on a host. I really love the way one doctor summed it up. He says that a parasite is anything that lives in our bodies, is detrimental to us, and has no benefits. We have no benefits from parasites. That's why you hear sometimes people will call other people a parasite, because they just take and take and take and never give. Parasites, they eat up all your food. They rob you of your nutrients. They cause you to be nutrient deficient because they are taking the nutrients from your food. They cause you to be anemic because they love iron. So they're sucking up all your iron. They just take and take and take, and they give nothing. They leave us depleted. They leave us with cravings. They cause us to crave things like sugar because they also like sugar. So maybe you're wondering if you have a parasite. What could be some of the indicators that you have a parasite? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have here, wow, didn't realize I had so many, 18 indicators that you can have a parasite, or not just you, myself also. So the top 3 reasons, according to some of the research I did, was chronic digestive issues. For example, acid reflux, constipation, diarrhea, bloating, gas, loose stools, which in my opinion is the same as diarrhea, but over and over again I'm seeing both loose stools and diarrhea listed together. In my opinion they're the same, but since they're listed together in so many different places, I thought I would mention them both. Mental distress is another indicator that you can have parasites. If you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with depression, or if you're having seizures or Alzheimer's, those 2 conditions has also been linked to parasitic activity in the body. Number 3, an autoimmune disease. Now, according to my research, autoimmune disease can be triggered by parasites because parasites create an inflammatory response in the body. I'm sorry, I think I was thinking faster than my mouth could actually speak. Parasites can trigger an inflammatory response in the body, which can, trigger autoimmune disease. Okay, moving along. Number 4, anal itching at night. So if you have young children and you see them scratching their bum, or heaven forbids you or your spouse or someone in your household, you see them scratching their bum very often, they could have a parasite. I'm not saying every time, your bum itches, you got a parasite, but if you have a chronic itching and unexplainable itching, it's itching all the time, you might want to consider the fact that you may have a parasite. So moving along, vomiting. If you're vomiting a lot, that can be an indicator that you have a parasite. Changes in your bowel movement, which kind of goes with the chronic digestive issues, the diseases, the diarrhea, the bloating, the gas. Grinding your teeth at night. Grinding your teeth could mean that you have a parasite or parasites. Can you believe that? Insomnia, restlessness, stomach pains, skin irritation, unexplained skin irritation, unexplained skin itching can mean that you have a parasite. And it's just funny how all these things just work together, how everything just comes together. Anemia, as anemia or anemic. Parasites can leave you anemic because they rob us of our iron. Like I said, they take and take and take and give nothing back. They take all of our nutrients. They leave us mineral deficient, leave us calorie deficient. They just take everything. Bedwetting. If you have a small child that's, have not wet the bed in a very long time, and all of a sudden they're now wetting the bed, they may have a parasite. I had a friend a long time ago who told me her adult sister had problems wetting the bed. Maybe she had a parasite. I don't know if that's, still an issue. That's not a subject we talked about in a couple of decades. But, whether you're a child or whether you're adult, if you have bedwetting, you might want to consider the fact that maybe you have a parasite. Reoccurring yeast infections. If you're constantly getting yeast infections, that can mean you have a parasite. As one research I was doing, and I was listening to a doctor, and he was saying this, how oftentimes, you have reoccurring yeast infections, you have bloating or gas, or some of the other symptoms that I listed, and the doctors just continue to give prescriptions for them versus trying to see, why do you keep getting these recurring yeast infections? Why are you constantly vomiting? Why do you have these chronic digestive issues? These all could be symptoms of parasites. Moving along, headaches, allergies. If you have allergies, that can mean that you have parasites, especially according to my research, if you tend to get a lot of congestions or mucus buildup when eating dairy. Dairy-induced allergies could very well mean that you have parasites. So if you have allergies, chronic allergies, especially where you're constantly getting shots, if you know you have allergies that's worsened by dairy or dairy-induced allergies, you might want to consider you have parasites. Joint pain could be an indicator that you have parasites. And unexplained health conditions, to include things like rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia. All of those are indicators that you could have parasites. And if you have several of these, you might really want to consider the fact that you have a parasite. And according to my research, 8 out of 10 people here in the United States have parasites. Now, in some of the other countries, particularly less developed countries, people automatically do a parasite cleanse once or twice a year, just because they know the possibilities of getting parasites and the harms they cause. They just automatically do that. Here in the U.S., we don't. And that is really something that we should consider doing for our health and wellness, is parasite cleanse, because you don't always know when you have one. It's not always clear. They don't always come up on tests. I'm told you can do a stool test to find out if you have parasites, but not all parasites are in your intestines, so they won't always show up in your stool. Some stool tests only test for adult parasites. But what if your parasites are still babies? What if they're still in the baby stage? Then you would get a false negative, as they say. So I mentioned that it's very easy to get parasites. You just never know when you come in contact. So how do we get parasites? Well, number one, you can get parasites from contaminated water. And it does not even have to be water that's extremely contaminated. It can be, maybe we had a lot of rain and all of the water did not go through the filter, and this water come to your house and you don't know that. You can be at risk for getting parasites for having unfiltered water in your home. Another way of getting parasites, uncooked meats or undercooked meats are ridden with parasites. You can get parasites from your food, from vegetables, from fruits. I mean, you just never know. You can never be too careful. And this is well known in third world countries, but there have been cases right here in the United States where people have gotten parasites here from fruits and vegetables for whatever reason. You can get parasites from your fur babies, okay? You take your fur baby outside for a walk and he's licking and sniffing and smelling other dog poo and just whatever's out there. And then you let him lick you in your face, your mouth, your eye, your nose, because someone has told you that the saliva on a dog is clean or their tongue is clean. Pooey! Don't believe that. These little fur babies could be spreading parasites to you. Now, I'm not saying that their enzymes on their tongues or whatever is not strong enough to kill parasites, but there's a process for everything. What if the process isn't complete and they, in the process of licking and sniffing and smelling other dog poo or just whatever on the ground, what if the process isn't complete yet and they still have these parasites? When they lick you in your nose, lick you in your eyes, lick you in your mouth, they could be transferring a parasite to you. And I've seen these cute little videos. You got these cute little baby dogs and they're licking the human babies all in the face. The parents are just letting them lick the kids all in the face. You don't know what's in your mouth. I don't believe in telling people what to do, but maybe reconsider not allowing your dogs to lick if you're going to allow them to lick you in the face and your mouth and your eyes and nose, if you're willing to take that risk, so be it. Well, don't let them do it to your little babies, or, you know, maybe consider not allowing that. Okay, enough on that. Let me move on. We can get parasites from insects, you know, flies, mosquitoes. You just never know what they're carrying. You can get parasites. Let's say you're walking on the grass, or maybe you're at a lake or something and you're bare feet, as we often are. You're on the land, and maybe you're in the water and there's a lot of parasites in there, and they can get into cuts in your feet or your ankles and legs and things like that. So we have to be very careful. Now, here's the important thing. How do we rid our bodies of parasites, and why do we want to? Well, first of all, you want to because they can be detrimental. They can wreak havoc on your body. And once you start to rid the body of parasites, according to my research, and this was something that I missed years ago when I did research on parasites, so I'm glad that I decided to do a little bit more research before doing this video. But according to some of my research, once you start ridding the body of parasites, you are then able to clear mold out of your body. You're able to clear heavy metals out of your body and toxins, other toxins out of your body. But according to the research I did, prior to getting rid of mold and heavy metals and things like that out of your body, you have to get rid of the parasites. Wow, that is not something that was common knowledge to me. This is why I've been taught you always seek knowledge from cradle to grave. Because I don't care how much you study a subject, you can always learn more. There's always something else to learn. Now, how do we want to treat parasites? Well, I'm glad you asked. One way of treating parasite are herbs. Some of the best herbs for treating parasites is going to be your black walnut hull, wormwood, cloves, garlic. These are very good for ridding the body of parasites. The sunshine, believe it or not, kills parasites, so make sure you get lots of sunshine. Enzymes. The last 4 videos we talked about enzymes. Now, this was something that we did not mention in our videos. I don't know if my business associate, if he did not know it, or maybe he just forgot to mention it. But one thing I learned is that enzymes help to restore your intestinal tract to its normal state. And when your intestinal tract is in the normal state, it's not hospitable to parasites. Once it's in the normal state, it will not host parasites. So that's a good one. So if you saw the videos we did on enzymes, there were a total of 5 videos. We still have 1 more to do. Hopefully we can do that soon. If you were trying to debate if you wanted to take parasites or not, I'm sorry, not take parasites. Please don't take parasites. But if you were debating if you wanted to take enzymes or not, that is in itself is an excellent reason to take them. Now, your diet. Your diet is also a way to help cleanse and rid the body of parasites, and also a good way to create an environment that's not conducive to parasites. But for the sake of time, we are going to talk about the diet on our next video. So I feel that this would be a good place to end the video. I do want to share with you that we do have a Candida and Parasite cleanse that we offer. I will provide a link to that in our description box if you are interested, or if you would just like more information. Okay, so everyone, that is all for now. I hope that you learned something. If you found this video to be informative, please give me a thumbs up. Please share it, leave a comment, because it helps the algorithms. And as I stated, next week we will talk about our diets, how our diets can help to cleanse our body of parasites and how our diets can create an environment that's less attractive to parasites. Okay, so Lord willing, that would be next Sunday. Until then, take care, be well, and God bless. Ta-ta.